Hi guys, I'm Naim Siddiqui, though you may know me better as Kuhan. I'm here today to speak to you about a very serious issue. Underfed Coltons. The Colton clayton is an endangered species usually found in the backwaters of the internet, which thrives on regular podcast releases. And Joe, I'm not going to finish reading this. This is crap. This is terrible. You are the worst. Who the hell describes the natural rage of Colton clayton when begging for podcast funding? Alright guys, we are starting a Patreon campaign. Now, if you don't know what Patreon is, it's a lot like Kickstarter. And if you don't know what Kickstarter is, where have you been? Basically what Patreon is you pledge money for every episode that we release. And when we release that episode, that much money goes into our accounts. Now, we're not just taking money out of your pockets. We have to release an episode for us to get the money. And don't worry, your free subscriptions are still going to be going. You still get everything for free if you want to. But if you want to, throw a little bit of money our way, well, we wouldn't say no. Now, with Patreon, you can pledge as little as 1 penny per episode and as much as however much you want to. But if we get just $1 per episode, we're going to make sure to do weekly releases no matter what. If they're garbage, they're garbage. If there's not much content, there's not much content, but there's going to be an episode every week for sure. If we hit $25 an episode, we're going to upgrade all our studios. Now, I've got this whole professional microphone setup. I've got a decent webcam. All that's going on for me, so I'm good to go. But our other co-hosts, Colton and Jose and Matthew and all the other guys that are doing Uncommon Cast as well, they still got rockin' headset mics, so they're going to be upgrading their studios as well with the money that you donate to us. If we reach $50 an episode, we're going to do a video podcast every week. Instead of just an audio podcast, you get a video version of Podcast SentaiRangers as well. We're basically going to record our Skype calls, have all that, edit it together, and send you a video version of PSPR. That's going to be available on YouTube, and it's going to be available in a video podcast feed. It's just going to be a regular video release of the audio release, so you can still get the audio version if you want to download the smaller file sizes, but you do get a video option as well. If we reach $100 per episode, first of all, thanks for all that support. Second of all, when we reach this goal, we're going to be able to do a weekly YouTube show where we can cover a range of topics that we can only show you in a video format. Now, what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to set up a green screen back here on my wall, and then either me or Colton or Jose or somebody else on our site is going to do a show every week, depending on what they've got in their own studios, and we're going to do something related to Power Rangers or Super Sentai every week, record some sort of content, and put it out on YouTube for you. Now, this is going to be separate from the video and audio podcast. We're still going to do that as well, but we're also going to do the SentaiRangers video show as well, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So if we can get up to $100 per episode, get that money rolling in, and then we can upgrade all our studios so that we are able to do that SentaiRangers weekly video show for you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sure, you're going to be able to do all this content for yourself, get your own stuff, but what does this bring for me? Well, besides being able to upgrade our studios, get better quality content, video podcasts, and the weekly video show when we reach those goals, depending on how much you pledge, you can get different rewards as well. If you pledge $1 or more per episode, you get to be basically our associate producer. We're going to send you development emails and discuss whatever we're doing with the show. You're going to know about any decisions before we make them and influence whether or not we even go through with it. Now, the final decision is always going to be ours, but we are going to take requests and recommendations under serious consideration. So anybody who pledges more than $1, basically our associate producer, and we're going to listen to everything you have to say. You're going to send you the emails. You can send us emails back. Anything you have to say, we're going to take to heart. So no matter what, you are one of our most important listeners. At $2.50 or more, you get PSPR unedited. That means a couple hours after we finish recording, just to get all of our audio synced up together and all that, and then maybe trim beginnings and ends, you get the unedited version of Podcast SentaiRangers. You get a raw recording. Maybe even I just send you my recording, my backup recording, but you're going to get a raw, unedited recording. Hear every joke, unrelated tangent. Here's berating Colton that we cut out of the show, and you might even end up getting episodes that are never released to the public because we end up having to re-record the whole thing. So that you get for $2.50 per regular episode, which is basically weekly. You're going to get the unedited episode before anybody else gets it. This could be weeks in advance, months in advance, if for some reason something gets delayed that far back, but you're going to get the unedited episode no matter what. At $3 or more per episode, you receive development email, of course, as well as a credit in every PSPR episode to follow, which means on the page for every podcast and at the end of every episode, we're going to list off the names of every patron at the $3 or more level, letting them know that these are our executive producers. These are the best of the best podcast listeners. At $5 or more, you are, as well as being our executive producer, you also get to receive an exclusive link to listen to every PSPR episode as we record live. If we reach our goal to do the show as a video podcast, you're also going to get a link to watch the episode live when we record those as well. But at first, you're just going to get the link to the audio episode and all that good stuff. All right, our next 3 tiers are our sponsor tiers. That's low tier, monthly, and weekly sponsor. $2 or more, there's 4 of those low tier sponsor credits, and that means in addition to that development email, you get a 30-second advertisement read in the 5th episode of each month. Now, most months are only going to have 4 episodes, but in those rare 5-episode months, that means you get that 30-second spot read in those episodes. And remember, we reserve the right to approve all advertisements in the show, so don't have something ridiculous. But if your advertisement is, hey guys, watch Operation Overdrive, we'll do that. We will do it. At a monthly sponsor, that means you get 1 episode per month, which means either the first episode of the month, second, third, fourth episode of the month. And the other 4 spots are going to go in the 5th episode of the month if they do the low tier sponsor spot, is the idea. And for the $12 or more weekly sponsor spot, that means every episode, there's 2 of those. Every episode, we are going to read your 30-second advertisement in the first 4 episodes of that month. So if it's a 5-episode month, you're not going to get your ad read in that episode. That episode is reserved for the low tier sponsors, but you are going to get it read in the other 4 episodes every month. Guys, we're really excited for this Patreon campaign. We're really hoping you can pledge some money to us so that we can bring you better content as well as some other exclusive stuff as well. Please check us out at patreon.com/SentaiRangers and donate. Just pledge as much as you can. If you're a fan of the show, we really appreciate if you can pledge a little bit of money to our show. Thanks a lot, and may the power protect you.